Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of my career mode here with Ferrari. We're now going around Monaco.
I've seen the team's expectations for the race.
It should be a difficult track this weekend. Here are the qualifying goals. I will now hand you over to Anthony Davison and Crofty to introduce you to qualifying.
Here we are at one of the most difficult circuits on the racing calendar. Welcome to Monaco for today's Formula One qualifying.
So here we go then, going around one of the most difficult tracks on the circuit. This should be an interesting weekend. I have changed my helmet a little bit. I've added sparkles. I know they're supposed to be used for nighttime races, but I thought, seeing as this is a special race, I might as well put them on for Monaco as well. You can see them kind of when the sunlight shines through, but in first qualifying I wasn't really happy with my quali lap, so I went for another one, and I managed to get it to improve 7 tenths, is it, or 8 tenths, something like that. And managed to just about get through qualifying 1, so the pace still isn't there in the car for some reason. I didn't have it in the last race and I still don't have it for some strange reason. I don't know why. As you can see there, I got 16th in Q1, which is very strange, but I don't really know what was wrong with the car in this episode. It felt kind of slow, to be honest. You can see they're locking up into the last corner as well. I know that's probably my fault for locking up into the last corner, but you know, it was kind of difficult this weekend to race in the car, and I don't know why. It was really weird. But as you can see there, going P2, somehow ignore that. Somehow going second fastest, but only behind Nico Hulkenberg. How am I slower than Nico Hulkenberg? I really want to know this. And you see here, I fast forwarded the session, and for some reason I still didn't have the pace, and I was P11 at this point. So I decided to go out for another lap, obviously, to get P10. So this is our improvement. I think I improved it by about a second or 9 tenths, something like that. I can't remember. But you can see there, getting P8 and just about getting through into the last qualifying session, which is really strange. You know, obviously Vettel isn't having an issue in his car because he's quite comfortably getting through every single session. I really want to know his secret to running this car. I mean, yes, he has been in it for the past 3-4 seasons, considering I'm in my 3rd season. You know, I'm counting real life as well. So here we are coming now to finish our flying lap in Q3. That gets us P5 for the moment, and I nearly ran out for another lap and improved again. I can't quite tell what that says. I think I improved by about 3 tenths, 5 tenths, something like that. I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments down below. But that gets us P8. So a great qualifying session there, ladies and gentlemen. It was wonderful. I really want to know what happened there because it was really confusing and the car was really slow. And Hamilton only got P6 as well, or P5. I can't count. So everyone's having some issues here. I mean, obviously Mercedes, Red Bull and Ferrari in this career mode now are more or less equal with each other. So it's kind of like, you know, I should be doing better than P8, to be honest. But for some reason the car really wasn't performing well. And I don't know why. It didn't, you know, it didn't perform well in practice either, you know, but that's only practice. So it doesn't really matter, you know, what really happens in practice because nobody really takes note of it. But I'll now hand you over to Anthony Davison and Crofty. As you can see there, they're sitting in our motorhome, which is a bit rude. They should be in the commentary box. But I'll now hand you over to those two for the race.
Take a deep breath and enjoy the moment. It's a very special time of the season once again, as we prepare for racing here this afternoon. There's no better tested driver, no more prestigious race to win, no bigger an occasion than the Monaco Grand Prix.
Okay, don't try anything silly into one. It's going to be crazy in there. Just do your best to stay out of trouble.
Nice to see the engineer cares about me going into the first corner. That's really nice of him. Here's the strategy. I was thinking about going on to softs, but I didn't really think that was the best idea, considering everyone else are going to super softs, and the fact that the tyres don't really degrade that much in Monaco. So, you know, it kind of doesn't really make sense for me to go onto softs in terms of the tyre degradation around here. So as we go on to the formation lap, this is now the start of the race. Red lights are coming on now, 4, 5, and it's lights out, and away we go for the Monaco Grand Prix here, getting a good start, getting past the Williams of Bottas, I think that is, going down to the first corner. We've gone straight into the back of Massa, we've now got a plank as a front wing, and this is an amazing start. You can already see, you'll be able to see coming up the hill now the understeer that we already have from the front wing. I mean, look at that, having to lift off quite a lot going through that corner, and it wasn't really the best way to go through the corner, so I decided to pit the next lap because the understeer was just too much for me. So I decided to pit onto another set of ultra softs even, and you know, this pit stop was painful. I won't lie to you. This pit stop was painful because I was expecting to have a good race this race, and it wasn't really going to plan after this. A long pit stop, nonetheless. I decided to go back onto the ultras because then I'd be on a similar strategy to everyone else, if that makes sense. So I'd pit around the same time as everyone else for the super softs. So, you know, that was kind of my idea in the first place. But here we are now coming up to Haryanto, who was the manner ahead of me, going for a massive dive bomb because I am that impatient. I mean, it's a manor, for God's sake. You don't want to be stuck behind a manor around Monaco. That would be terrible. So we get past him successfully. We're now coming around towards those hairpin and there's yellow flags for some reason. I don't know why. Why are they yellow flags? Oh. There appears to be a manor just stricken in the middle of the road. That's nice, isn't it? But we're now on to the end of lap 8, that same lap, and we're now going to go up the inside of Magnussen. Nope, because he's just going to cut us off and go to the pit lane. That's nice. So, assuming as everyone is now in the pit lane, we now go all the way up to 10th. Yeah, 10th. So, I mean, we're slowly making a recovery. We're now coming around towards the swimming pool section on the end of lap 10, hopefully trying to make ground, and what? We turned in too early. We've hit the inside wall at the swimming pool and we've lost our wheel, and that's our race over. I can't believe that. That is an absolute disaster. What has happened there? I mean, I was in the groove as well. I was so much in the groove, and then that happens. I mean, and Rosberg won as well. At least it wasn't Hamilton, but Rosberg won from what looks like Verstappen and Ricciardo. So, what an absolute disaster of a Grand Prix. That was not enjoyable at all. So, it's Rosberg from Ricciardo, from Verstappen, from Hamilton, from Vettel, from Massa, from Button, from Bottas, from Alonso, and Sainz. So, McLaren get double points finish, which is nice for them. It's always nice for them because they don't have a very good car. And then there's me at the bottom with DNF. Oh, it's so frustrating. Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, behind the Manor and the Renault and the Sauber. I mean, obviously because we DNF'd, and we were the only person to DNF as well. That's just so frustrating. But we're now only 7 points clear at the top of the standings, so things are getting tight at the top of the leaderboard. Rosberg is also catching up as well, but he's still 27 points behind us because he didn't have a very good start to the season. So yeah, and Mercedes are now jumped ahead of us by 6 points in the Constructors. So if you enjoyed that disappointing race, please do leave a like and a comment. I'll see you next time for Canada, and yeah, hopefully we can have a better race there. Goodbye.